While kerning applies to the space between individual pairs of letters, tracking applies to the space between letters across whole words. Today we're going to look at using tracking as a decorative feature. Typically, tracking should not be used to correct poor spacing or to be used in replacement of proper kerning. However, there are some stylistic choices for why you would want to add or reduce space between letters. In this instance, we have a logo for a law firm, and it's common to see subheadings or slogans, taglines within logos like these to have exaggerated, increased tracking and space between the letters here. Tracking is very easy to apply, just like kerning. In this case, I'm going to double click in my text box and I'm going to select all of my text. With my text applied, I'm going to go here into my tracking field and I can drop down to choose a value. I can also type in values. I can highlight the field and use the up and down arrow keys on my keyboard as needed. I want this spaced out pretty well that you kind of see every letter separately, not so much that they're too far apart. But I also like the line length of this compared to the line above it. So it does bring some attention to this attorneys at law here at the bottom because our eye is drawn to the increased space between the letters, and it potentially takes us a little bit longer to read it, which again focuses our attention. So applying tracking is just as simple as selecting your text, choosing the value visually that you think is appropriate. If you receive a document that includes tracking on text that maybe you don't want, it's just as easy to do the opposite, to select your text and then go back and reset the value to 0. I'm going to hit undo just so we can see that back at what it was, which was 390 points of spacing here. So we do see that this applies to the text as a whole, as opposed to individual letters.